Let me tell you, kid, no offense, the world is no cakewalk. We are born, we struggle, and we die after that. That is the bare-knuckle phantom of life, leaving no stone unturned with indecency. The things I've seen, the things I've endured, I'll no longer bother to trick myself. Do you feel you're the only one who feels betrayed by the world? Am I the only one with this feeling that life is a big joke? I had been down and out, to the point where every breath kept battle and every step dragged a mountain with it. I've seen friends fall, seen decent folks morph into monsters, and lost almost everything that has meant anything to me. So don't come searching for sugar-coated lies and false hopes from me. But here's a twist. Even in those dark times, those moments when you think you can't sink any further, there's just one thing you really need to understand. Life is irrevocably painful. It is an ugly affair to just catch straws for perseverance. One that most people find tacky, but is nevertheless black and white. You just have to find purpose, no matter how small or trivial anyone feels it must be. For that is the very thing that will carry you. When everything crumbles down, the very way. Don't think I haven't given thought to just laying down before the might of the world and giving it a push right over me. There have been nights spent under the stars, wondering what it is all about. You've carried on just because you're stubborn. Should you resign, if you let the cruel world trample upon you, then it wins, and fuck that. You will never let this world have the last laugh. I have visited that desolated darkness where the abyss devours you entirely, spits you out, and leaves you with nothing inside. Yet there is light within that empty void. It may be dim, it may be feeble. Nonetheless, it exists. You have to hold on to it and fight for it, because as long as your heart continues to beat and breath fills your lungs, there will be a chance for you. Your chance to turn the tide and squeeze an ounce of good from the havoc batting in your life. It's not about being happy all of the time, or even most of the time. It's about noticing those pockets of peace and realizing that each victory counts. Maybe it's a sunrise, the sound of rain, or a kind word from a stranger. Whatever it is, hang on to that and let that keep you going. Give you strength to keep moving, even when you feel you can hardly breathe. And don't ever think for a second that you stand alone in this. We all have scars within, burdens that weigh us down. Some of us just learn how to hide them. But there lies strength in that too, in knowing that you are not alone in the battle you fight. There's a brotherhood among the suffering, kinship in pain. We're all in this together, even if it doesn't feel that way most of the time. Yes, life is a bitch. It's unfair. It's cruel. It doesn't give a damn about your dreams or plans, but you can't let that beat you. You can't let it make you into something you're not. Hold on to your humanity, even when it feels like it is slipping through your fingers. Hold on to the things that make you who you are, to what makes living worth the pain, no matter how small or insignificant it may look. You have a fire in you, kid. I can see it. Even if you can't see it, that's what has kept you going until now. And that's what will see you through when times are even worse. No matter what, don't let that fire burn out. Feed it, nurse it, let it burn. Because as long as you've got that fire, as long as you've got that will to fight, there's a chance. Sometimes that's more than adequate. You're stronger than you know. Stronger than you think. The world weakens you and shatters you, but it can't take that strength. That's your strength. It's what is going to carry you through the deepest darkness. So stand up, brush off your clothes, and keep on fighting. As long as you're on this shore of breathing and your heart's still beating, there's a chance to make things better. And that is worth holding on to. I once had a friend, a good soul, as rough as nails, with a much oversized heart for this world. He did many battles, those kinds that most men would not have evolved from, and he kept coming through every time. Yet he had some demons, just like the rest of us do. One night, he looked at me and said, "I'm done, man. I can't keep fighting." I told him the same thing I'm telling you now. I told him he was stronger than he knew, that he had a fire inside him that wouldn't let him quit. He didn't listen. He gave up, and it broke my heart to see him go out like that. But he taught me something. Giving up is the easy way out, the one of least resistance. But it is not the warrior's path. The warrior's path is hard. It's brutal, but it also leads to something greater. It leads to redemption, finding your purpose even through all the pain. So when you feel that you can't go on and the weight of the world seems about to crush you, remember you are not alone. Remember that there's a strength inside you greater than any challenge you will face. And remember, giving up is never an option, not for a warrior, not for one trained under the banners of hardship and tribulation like you. You have a story, kid, a story that is still being written. Yes, it has dark chapters, moments when you question everything. And yet, it has also been full of moments of triumph, victory, moments where one finds light in places darkest. And those are the moments worth fighting for. Those are the moments worth the pain, the struggle, the heartache, the reason why life becomes worth living. Don't let the darkness win. Do not allow life to crush you. You have that inner fight. It is simply too strong for that. You already have the strength. You have the fire. And as long as you have that will to keep going, you will have a chance to turn things around and find your purpose, your reason for being on this earth. You wake tomorrow feeling just as hopeless as you did today. Think of this conversation and remember that you have a choice. You can either lie there and allow the world to ride over you, or you can get up and fight fire with fire. And this does not mean fists and the like. I mean fighting with every last bit of will that remains in you, every tiny act of defiance, every act of kindness when you have nothing left to give. Those tiny victories will accumulate. They build a foundation that no storm can wash away. You have to believe in something that's greater than pain, something that's bigger than struggle. Maybe it is a dream that you buried long ago. Maybe it is a person who needs you. Or maybe it is just the simplistic act of proving the world wrong. Whatever it is, find it, hold on to it, and run with it. As long as you are breathing and your heart beats, there's another chance for you to rewrite the way you tell your story. And so no darkness can ever take that away from you. It is okay to feel awful, pointless, and as though the whole world is against you, but don't ever let it take over you. It's batshit crazy to give in and allow the world to win. You're a warrior. Your order does not leave. They'll fight, strive, and become even more powerful. And you will too. Get up, dust off your knees, and keep on fighting. You are never alone in this. We are all in this together. We're all fighting our own battles. But together we are stronger. Together we can face anything. And together we can eventually find our way out of this black tunnel. So here is not when to give up. Never. For you are a warrior, and warriors never quit.